Hi guys, welcome to the first ever Facebook Live of FTEN Academy. My name is Sebastian Bates and I'm here with co-founder of FTEN Academy, Timothy Fair-Matthews. How's it going, Tim?
Hi everyone, how you doing?
So what we quite like to do, guys, is every single week we're going to do this really casual chat where myself and Tim are going to talk about what we've seen in the group, any insights we've gathered from the different speakers. And also by communicating with you guys and having a chat and seeing how we've helped each other over the week. I think what's going to be quite amazing, and I think you'll agree as well, Tim, is the caliber of people in this group is insane, and I'm really excited.
It's amazing to think. It was a matter of maybe I think a week ago, wasn't it, where we were thought, like, what are people in this region, and not, I mean, globally as well, but more so this region, what do we need? And that's more of a community and support. And I think between yourself and me and the network that we have, like the response has been great. There's a lot of personalities looking to contribute over the next 2-3 weeks. I'm excited.
Totally. I think it comes down to, what it is to be an entrepreneur and what that actually means. And I think entrepreneurs are addicted to solving problems, right? And I think when you're faced with a massive crisis like this, when you've got people all coming together, people start to solve each other's problems. And having that ability to not just have accountability, but share a problem, put it out there, and have 4 or 5 different people, or even 10 or 20 different people giving their take, giving their advice, giving their feedback on what it is you're going through. Suddenly, 10 minds are better than one. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, everyone's going to be held accountable in this group to kind of contribute. So, I mean, like you said just a minute ago, we want to keep this like immensely valuable for everyone. And just if anyone has any questions, queries, want to get knowledge, want to get connected, I mean, that's what it's there for.
So I think it'd probably be quite good if we kind of introduce ourselves, said a bit about us, who we are, and what we do. Do you want to go first or want me to go first?
I can go first. So, well, my name's Tim, everyone. Nice to meet you all, and co-founder and partner of FTEN Productions, which is known as FTEN, and obviously co-founder of the FTEN Academy, which is where you guys are at the minute. Just for this year, 2020, I've been appointed as a FX9 Sony professional ambassador for the Middle East and Africa. So that's another little thing about me that not many people know. Background in content producing spans 23 years, 10 years. And some of the age of 23, I produced over 100 films. Not 23 years, goodness me. Very old. Not that I'm not looking that young, trust me. And then, grew the company in 2013, FTEN UAE. To a size of 15, which is cool. And we've worked with like some amazing clients in the region, Mitsubishi, Dubai Tourism, Emirates, Red Bull, Will Smith, Vice, and our motto is just to try and make brands stand out amongst the noise. That's kind of like our kind of main drive, really.
Awesome. Yeah, brilliant. So my name is Sebastian Bates. I'm the founder of the Warrior Academy. The Warrior Academy is a global martial arts organization with over 5,000 students around the world. Started the Warrior Academy about 10 years ago in the UK, and we've now got about 80 clubs, so 40 clubs in the UK and about 40 in Dubai. We basically use martial arts as a vehicle to develop the character of young people. So our goal with young people is to specifically try to radically change and develop their confidence, conduct, and concentration in the shortest amount of time possible. We've got some amazing results, which has got us, voted top 5 in the UK. I'm also the host of the Warrior Academy podcast, which is voted top 3 in education on iTunes. And I've had the honor of being the personal trainer to the royal family here in Dubai for the last year. I moved to Dubai about 1.5 years ago now, following the advice of Tim. So Tim and I, best mates from school, basically. I grew up in the same small town, and here we are doing this together. And I've been working with Tim and FTEN for the last 7-8 years. I think I'm one of the original customers. I like to think I am anyway.
Yeah, one of the oldest.
Before Tim was a hot shot high flyer with Will Smith and the Pope, I was one of his first customers. So I keep reminding him that, But yes, the idea of FTEN Academy is to bring what we do together. And one of the things I do a lot of recently is I help mentor small business owners to help them pivot and get online rapidly. And so obviously during this crisis, the Warrior Academy, we've got about 30 staff around the world. Our revenue came to 0 overnight. And I was actually in Johannesburg at the time. I was doing a course with Dr. Demartini called the Breakthrough Experience. Have you ever heard of that? It's a pretty full-on course, and I was either in the worst place or the best place at that time to find out that all our clubs were being closed down. And so, yeah, from my perspective, we had to think and very, very rapidly be quite creative to get ourselves online. So I spoke with Tim, and we put together an online course called WarriorNet, which has now got over 7 years of content. So a lot of our students in Dubai and the UK, they go through WarriorNet, and they actually sign up as white belts, and over 7-8 years, they go through all the different belts, and it's completely automated. And I think one of the biggest things about that was the fact that the quality is so high. If you've ever worked with Tim, and doing this project, working with Tim now, I'm starting to realize it. But Tim has this amazing eye for detail, and very much high quality. So that's really come through in our online course, which is now a global course. So we're really, really pleased with that. But what we noticed from doing all of that was, the struggles and the challenges a lot of businesses out there are facing. It's what we've just been through, and putting our minds together. Small business and entrepreneurship is something we're so passionate about. We wanted to help more people, and I think you'll agree, Tim. FTEN Academy has its roots in entrepreneurship and support and advice, and that's what this group's going to be all about.
Absolutely. I mean, you're only as good as your team, and like right now, some people are not with their teams. I mean, I'm lucky. I've got guys, all around Dubai working still on this with me and other projects, and we're able to work remotely to a point. I mean, we still can't go out and shoot. And there's some people that are not so lucky, So your support, your community, and your network is more important than ever. Especially if you need any advice, you can start. And even if you're in a good mindset, I think even if you're not needing help, you should still be connecting and building that community and helping others. So it's a two-way street, I think, and it's important that we do it, well now than ever before.
Totally, and I think really, what we're trying to create here is this community, which isn't just about support in the moment, but it's trying to capitalize on what's going on. There's going to be such a massive shift, during this and after this, with the way people work and how businesses operate, and within that comes huge opportunities, And so as difficult as this, from a social point of view and medically as well, like it's an absolute crisis, don't get me wrong, but there's, for small businesses who are able to adapt, simplify what's going on around them and execute quickly, I think there's massive benefits there, and opportunities to kind of capitalize on. And so yeah, one of the ways we're trying to add value to the group is by bringing in some amazing speakers from both of our networks around the world. So we've got people from London coming in, people from Dubai, people from America, people from Australia, all over Europe. We've got some of the world's best speakers coming in, people who have been mentors. Some of these guys, I've read their books like 4 times. And now they're coming on and speaking with us. Just a quick one, guys. We're going to be using StreamYard. So StreamYard is like a streaming service where we can stream automatically to the Facebook group, but also to YouTube. And then these episodes we turned into a podcast we're making as well. So we're trying to, again, build these assets, help develop and help create media to help small businesses out there. But just a quick one, bit of housekeeping. When you do watch a live with us, it's really great if you can click in the description where it says something along the lines of, click on this link so the comments can show up so we can actually see your name. Otherwise, you come up as Facebook user. So if you're going to be tuning into a lot of these lives, just let's click on this link and let StreamYard access your Facebook so that we can see your names, so that we can make this as interactive as possible. But yeah, Facebook user, I'm also looking forward to this episode. Good to have you. Good to
Mystery
have you
person.
Mystery person, yeah. Who can it be?
Yeah.
No one knows.
Who knows?
Quite like it that way. That's fun. So yeah, I mean, should we talk about who we've got lined up to speak?
Yeah, I mean, let's dive straight in with so we're obviously starting halfway through the month. We've only got 4 talks this month, but we've got a lot in the pipeline. So I mean, there's a couple of people from your network. I think there's one from mine. So Seb, walk me through the first talk. It's Jean Pierre, right? I think.
Jean Pierre, yeah, JP. So essentially, the goal of the talks is we're trying to do 2 talks a week. The talk's going to be every Tuesday and Thursday. every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Dubai time, 5 p.m. UK time if you're joining us from the UK. And the talks are going to be pretty casual. I'll be interviewing speakers about different subjects that we think would really benefit people right now, and we can kind of tailor it towards what we feel the group would want, right? What we feel your questions are. So that's one aspect that we've got going on. There'll be Q&As for the speakers after every interview. Alongside that, we've also got David Daly, who's both of our accountants, actually. And
I love that guy. He's quite a character. When he comes on, you see why we love him. He's just there's nothing getting past that guy. He's a machine, but so funny.
He's a funny guy, but as well as being a funny guy, he's also an insanely good accountant, and he's like a fountain of knowledge. So especially in Dubai, right, where it's you need to know your stuff, and so we're going to have a regular Q&A with David, who we call our resident accountant here, and so he's going to come, and I'll probably interview him, or Tim will, and we'll ask any questions you've got. So if you want your questions answered by an amazing accountant based in Dubai, David's going to help you out for free, which is just an amazing, gift from David to give us his time, once every 2 weeks to do that. So I really appreciate that, David. But yeah, so that's the value we're trying to give, guys. If I go through some of the speakers here, so Jean-Pierre de Villiers, JP, and he's a high performance coach, personal development author, international speaker, and professional athlete. He's been voted one of the most inspirational people in London as well. So not many people can say that. He's an incredible character. When you meet him, you'll see exactly what I mean. He's, earlier this year, he was involved in a tragic accident where he was actually run off his bike by a driver. And the outcome of that was going to be, not good at all. It would have taken him years to overcome that. But he's now pretty much fully recovered after about 10 months. Just mind blown. And that's the sort of character this guy has. So, I'm good friends with him. He's from very similar communities as me. He's going to come on and talk about the psychology of sales. So if you've ever, you all have run a business, right? And I think one of the most important skill sets you can have in business is selling. If you can't sell, there's no business, right? There's no trade swap, there's no trade, there's no business. So having that as a refined skill set is really important. So one of the things we wanted to do was start off with the psychology behind the most important skill set you've got as a business owner.
So especially right now, because you've got people right now that are not wanting to spend, and they're very nervous about, wherever they channel their investments. But the key thing is people actually still need to be investing right now, because your cash buffer is only going to last so long, and we have no idea how long this whole thing is going to go on for. So learning how to sell well, but knowing how to add value, I think that's a lot of thing. I mean, I do a sales course as well myself. I've been trying to learn sales the last few years. I'm still learning. I think we all are. But there's one sales coach I have. His name's Ramis Halil. He's a fantastic guy here in the region, and he says, to sell is to serve. So you've got to learn how to serve your people and your clients better. So yeah, I mean, it's all about language, psychology. Yeah, very useful and very, I think, good talk to start with. 100%.
Yeah, right. And I think a lot of people are avoiding sales right now, and I think that's because they've got an unhealthy relationship with sales, right? They don't see that to sell is to serve. They see that to sell is almost to take something from someone. Yeah. But really, if what you're giving someone is a fair trade, and you're giving someone something which is going to enhance their life or solve a problem, then you're doing them a disservice by not selling to them, right? So I think we're aligned with that, and it's so true. This would be a great talk with JP. Really looking forward. I've just come off an interview I did with him for his community, and it was awesome. So many amazing insights there, not just from a business perspective, but from a self-development perspective as well. So JP is going to be speaking with us on the 21st of April, 8 p.m. Dubai time. Put that in your diaries, guys. After that, we've got Raj. You know Raj very well. I've met Raj several times, talked to him a lot, but you know him very well. So would you like to?
Yeah, no, Raj Amiga, he's one of my original kind of Dubai homies, if you call it. I don't know, it's just, he's one of the first people I think I met here. And I don't know how to summarize him up. I mean, he knows everyone. And, he's got when you see him, you see just a really nice but blunt. He's worked with some amazing people. Like he's worked with Gary Vaynerchuk. You know, he's like a member of the Capital Club. He knows people in high, you know, amazingly successful CEOs, and he's even with everyone. Like if you're a newcomer to one of his events, he's an event organizer as well. Like I've helped him grow this community he's got of his own called the My Friends Your Friends community. He started that like, you know, about 6 years ago, and it was like originally 15 people and their friends that came, and now it's like a 2,000 plus community. So he's done so well. He's here, there, and everywhere, traveling a lot. Amazing, you know, content brain. Very, you know, up to date with all what's going on, and in terms of like a real macro perspective on things, and trying to work out how to like leverage content to the best you can. And you know, as a content guy myself, I mean, I get so much from him. You know, I hats off to the guy. He knows a lot. So he's going to be talking about some hard truths. He's going to be a lot blunter than probably other speakers. He's going to be very real. But he loves the interaction, guys. So anyone on that talk, I recommend, you know, save your difficult questions for him, because he's going to really tell you how it is, really.
Yeah, and actually what Raj is going to come and talk about is growing your tribe and community, right? So the title of his talk is Connecting with Your Tribe. And one of the things I've been really focused on within my own business and with my talks with kind of other small businesses is not to necessarily go out and seek new customers, but just to focus on your own tribe, your own, you know, members.
He calls it, you water the pot from the inside. You water the plant from the inside the pot. You sort that first before you go out and sell the new. So that's his tagline. So he'll be talking about that.
Don't use up all his taglines before his life.
Yeah, he'll have no material left by the time I'm done. Exactly.
But it's so true, right? I mean, there's that kind of focus on serving your immediate community, and if you know, if these are people who know, like, and trust you already, it's easier to provide solutions for them in terms of products or services or whatever you've got, right? And also, you know, if these are your loyal members, you've got something there to help them, which you want to be doing. You know what I mean? So that's really cool. So Raj is going to come and talk about connecting with your tribe on the 23rd of April. Then we've got Sapna. Sapna's a good friend of mine. She's a best-selling author. And she's a founder of Inner Visions ID. She is completely amazing at branding. So, you know, she would say that branding this is the most important time to be focusing on your branding, right? To really make sure that your message, you articulate your message perfectly to the market.
Yeah, first impressions are everything in a minute. First impressions are.
And you know, one of her taglines is your brand does the talking. So, you know, before you even enter a room, people know who you are based on your brand, among other things like profile. But you know, that brand is so important, right? So she's going to be coming on and sharing her insights and wisdom with branding, which is going to be amazing. And the date for that one is the 28th of April. Then we've got the 30th of April. We've got Richard Woods. I don't know if anyone's seen The Apprentice. You seen The Apprentice?
Absolutely, yeah, of course. He was a finalist. So I mean,
were you on The Apprentice, Tim?
No, I've yet to have that challenge. Yet to.
Okay, well, Richard Woods was. so Richard Woods, he was on The Apprentice. I think he was a finalist in The Apprentice. He's an award-winning entrepreneur, and yeah, BBC The Apprentice finalist, keynote speaker. He's a radio presenter, investor, and best-selling author. When you see this guy speak, I've seen him speak a couple of times. He owns the stage, right? I saw him speak at a KPI event for Daniel Priestley's community, and he came on, and he was meant to talk about his experience with KPI and what he did, and pitch, publish, you know, the kind of methodology he went through. But he gave his apprentice speech, the pitch that won The Apprentice or something. It was brilliant. So super entertaining, but you know, really, really valuable. This guy really knows his stuff. He's got a tribe called Get Leads. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out. Get Leads. You can tell what that's for. I mean, his job is to help you get leads, and that's what he's going to be talking about. You know, how can you get leads at this time? So those are the first four speakers we've got, guys. Just to run through this again, we've got JP coming on the 21st of April and talking about the psychology of sales. We've got Raj on the 23rd of April and talking about connecting with your tribe. We've got Sapna coming on the 28th of April, talking about how your brand does the talking. And we've got Richard Woods on the 30th of April, talking about getting leads, get leads. So So yeah, that's the lineup for this month. Shall I tell these guys what else we got coming up, just for fun?
Well, I tease it. We're obviously just mention a few names. I think that's
all right, cool. So I'll run through some of the names, guys, really quickly. So we've got Jason Starbuck. He's the founder and CEO of On the Move Marketing. We've got Phil Bedford, guys, you know him from Dubai. Phil's in this group, master franchisee at Ascentive. Jason Greystone, for any of you who do trading or stock trading, Jason Greystone, he's an entrepreneur, investor, speaker, co-founder of Tier 1 Trading, good mate of mine, and amazing business he runs. JP is going to be speaking again. We've got Daniel Priestley. Hopefully Daniel's going to come on and do 2 talks. One talk about how you can reset and reinvent during this crisis. He's the co-founder of Dent Global and also the author of 4 entrepreneurial books. If you haven't read those, guys, they are amazing. Type in Daniel Priestley into Amazon and just buy one of his books and your mind will be blown.
Yeah, it's one of those, I think Daniel Priestley's books, the best way to, I was speaking about it today actually to someone, and it's one of those things that when you read it, you can't unread it, which is really annoying because you then walk away with a to-do list. You think you got it all together and then you read the book and you're like, I need so much to do. I've got so much to do. So yeah, I mean, but honestly, like amazing 24 Assets like really gave me that roadmap to figure out what I needed to do. Still doing it. I mean, business is like fashion. It's never finished, but you got to just, assets are the key. Honestly, I love those assets. It's pretty cool.
It's almost like, well, as Daniel would say, it's like herding goats, right? You've never really got everything at once. You're always herding goats from one side to the other side. And it's as long as you're directionally correct, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're in the right direction.
Yeah.
Then you're doing a good job. And I think when I interview him, he's been a mentor of mine for many years, and I really feel like a product of his work. But when I interview him, I'll probably be taking notes myself, scribbling down notes, trying to get insights. But yeah, so amazing that he's coming on. We've got James White, good friend of mine, James White. He's the founder of In Touch and James White Sales Success. He's going to be talking about sales as well. He's got some incredible insights connecting sales with emotional intelligence and how important that is. And so that's going to be really good. What he calls the secret to success in sales is emotional intelligence. So really excited about that. We've got Josh Smith coming on as well. Josh Smith, he's a co-founder of We Fill Events. You can guess what he does. He fills events. He's going to be talking about how to market your services when it seems like nobody is confident to buy. So that's going to be a really interesting bunch of insights from him. Really
very relevant right now. Very relevant.
Very relevant, yeah. And we've got Rob Wilcox. Only got 2 more, and then I'll stop. We've got Rob Wilcox. He's an award-winning financial planner, and he's going to be talking about how you can put purpose into your money and life. And then we've got Lucy McCarraher, and she's co-founder of Rethink Press. She's going to be talking about how publishing your book can be one of the most important things you've ever done. So she's going to talk about how the most important book you'll ever read, ... And the answer is the book you write. So, for anyone who's ever written a book out there, she's going to bring on some amazing insights. And actually, it's for me writing a book. When I wrote a book called The Warrior Method, which became a bestseller in 2018, that book, the best thing that came out of that book wasn't the kind of profile win of releasing it, but it was the way that I developed our methodology from writing it, because I really dove into what it is we actually did. And before this, the crisis hit, I had written my second book called Not a Victim, which is basically a bullying support book, an emergency survival guide for parents to help their children through bullying. Read about 70,000 words for that, co-authoring with a friend of mine called Menno Siebinger. And we were doing workshops we had planned workshops across Abu Dhabi, London, Holland, around Europe, around Dubai. And then this kind of stopped it dead in its tracks. So now we're looking for other ways we can kind of support families who are going through bullying. So yeah, book writing is an amazing asset to have, an amazing way to get clarity on what you're doing. So she's going to come on, and that I'm really looking forward to, actually. So yeah, a lot of interesting speakers coming on.
Yeah, of course. We're here to obviously answer any questions, guys, and if we're here for you. So if you have any comments and you want to watch this later, or you want to send us a message about any of the talks coming up, any questions at all, you let us know.
So yeah, I think do you know what? We'll probably end it there. So hopefully, guys, that gives you a bit of an insight into who I am, who Tim is. I know a lot of you already know Tim. So you've got a good kind of grasp about what FTEN Academy is and why we're doing this. and how it's going to help you. And now you've got an insight into who's going to come on from around the world to give us valuable talks, and how we're going to turn this into a podcast to help our community as well. So yeah, super exciting, guys. And yeah, any other comments, Tim?
No, just looking forward to giving as much advice and value to everyone as possible. Let's get going.
Cool. We'll finish off there. Have an awesome week, guys. Take care.
Yeah. Take care, guys.